Koppel, host of the Time for Coffee podcast, where you get first-hand career advice into the jobs and industries that interest you the most. And before we start today's show, I have a quick favor to ask you. If you haven't already, I'd be incredibly grateful if you give us a rating and a review on iTunes. And if you're like me, you need to do it now because you'll forget later and because it's the best way to help others who may be in search of career advice to find this free resource. So press pause if you haven't done it and do it right now. I'll wait. Thanks so much and enjoy today's show. Hey there, Java Junkies. Welcome to another K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. By the way, K-Cups come in 3 sizes, single, double, and triple shots, or roughly 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes in length. So if you don't have time to throw back an entire caffeinated career conversation, these K-Cup mini episodes of T4C can give you a quick caffeinated fix, whether you're on the go or you only have a few minutes to binge. So grab your mug and take a chug, because it's time for a caffeinated career double shot K-Cup with my guest, Stephen Kotler. I want to now jump ahead a bit because we were talking about those 4 key ingredients in the roadmap to realizing the impossible: motivation, huge importance, learning. And by that, you are not talking about the learning that we do in the classroom as students, whether in high school, college, grad school. Yes, of course, that's part of it. But really, what you're saying on the journey to finding your passion, your purpose, and then developing that level of expertise is about lifelong learning and the importance of reading books. Why is the book piece so important? I mean, I can throw out one of the statistics here. I've got it written down, where you talk about with the rise of Superman, one of your best-selling books, it might take the average reader, 5-6 hours, not even a day, to read the whole book. And let's say it took a day. Let's say it took 8 hours or 10 hours to read it. It took you 15 years of your life of reporting and researching and then spitting it out in a way that we could all absorb it.
Yeah. I was looking at what I call the return on investment on reading, right? And it was in talking to people who kept bumping into people who were like, I don't have time to read books anymore. I'm just reading magazines or blogs or listening to podcasts. And I wrote for magazines and I've written blogs and I do a podcast. So it's not that I have any problem with any of those art forms. It's that, one, books are where they keep the secrets, like flat out. Books are where they keep the secrets. 2, books are the most condensed form of knowledge on the planet. What I mean by that, and sort of what you're teasing at, is if I write a blog, it takes, the average reader is 250 words a minute. It takes about 4 to 7 minutes to read an average blog. I will put about a day and a half of work into an average blog. So you get a day and a half of my life, you give me 4 to 7 minutes. That's a cool trade. A magazine article, let's say I'm writing a cover story for Wired or the New York Times Sunday Magazine, something like that. It's average 5,000 words. That's going to take most people about 20 minutes to read. How long does it take to report? How much of my brain power you're going to get? Average 10,000 word magazine article is a 2 to 3 month reporting process, usually a 3 to 4 month writing process, then a couple month editing process. And other smart people, my editors, my fact checkers, they're going to hammer on it too. So it's not just shit in my head, it's other people as well. So that's interesting. You give me 20 minutes and instead you get back 10 months. That's cool. That's actually a better ROI at return on investment. A day and a half for 4 to 6 minutes. Well, we quadruple that. You go up 4 times. I go up by a factor of, I don't even know what it is if it's a 9-month story. But a book, as you pointed out, a book Rise, for example, take about 6 hours for most people to read, use just average rate of speed. But you're getting 15 years of my life. and you're getting everybody I possibly have interviewed on the subject over that 50, right? It's just a lot of dense knowledge, and you just can't beat it. And the cool thing about it is you literally can get smarter than most of the rest of the world if you just never stop reading. If you know what to read and just keep reading, you will pass, like, doesn't matter like where you're starting. You're going to start passing most people. It's the craziest thing in the world. It's, oh my God, I can get so much farther ahead of the competition, whoever the competition is, simply by putting my butt in a seat and just like looking at what, like, that's crazy. It's unbelievable. It's the easiest way to get better. That like it's unbelievable that it works. In my opinion, it's amazing. Like, it's magic. I can't like okay, I'm gonna sit down in this chair and I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna look at this thing in 2 hours from now. I'm gonna be smarter. Are you kidding? I don't feel like that is magic. I feel like that's just smart. Magic is something where you're looking at it, you're like, how did they do that? How did they make that happen? Here's like, you're actually reading, you're absorbing the contents of a book. It's like the magic trick that everybody can do. That's what I mean. But I mean, it's really like, it's a crazy thing. If you think about, like, we do all this stuff for peak performance, for intelligence training, for like all these things. And books are like one-stop shopping. It's a crazy thing to me. Thanks for tuning in to this K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. If you want to listen to our entire caffeinated career conversation, please check out the show notes for this episode. Thanks so much for listening to this latest episode of T4C. And if you're interested in learning more about my coaching services for confused college students and recent grads, feel free to check out the Time for Coffee website under the coaching tab at time4coffee.org or text me at 202-236-5712. That's 202-236-5712.